Greetings from our channel again. Long a mainstay in the world of luxury, Sean Diddy Combs is a hip-hop tycoon renowned for his lavish lifestyle and legendary contributions to fashion and music. However, beneath the glittering exterior of wealth and fame, Diddy's private island on Miami's Star Island has become the center of a growing scandal that is swiftly turning into one of the most alarming inquiries in contemporary celebrity culture. The history of Diddy's Star Island properties, a luxurious getaway. Diddy bought his first home on the incredibly exclusive Star Island in 2003. An empire of riches and luxury began with this great piece of real land, which was only a short distance from one of the busiest shipping ports in the United States. Music magnate Tommy Mottola originally owned the home, which he used as a retreat from the demands of his well-known career. The hip-hop mogul had the perfect place to entertain and hide from the spotlight thanks to the mansion's enormous design, privacy, and waterfront views. But Diddy needed more than one house. He increased the size of his properties by 2021 by acquiring 2 nearby estates, several swimming pools, and other comforts. The world's A-listers could come here to unwind and let loose without worrying about prying eyes, and these resorts came to represent the pinnacle of celebrity indulgence. But it's now clear that what was once a sign of Diddy's success could also be a front for something more darker as the inquiry into his actions on Star Island has progressed. The shadowy side of Star Island, unseen activities and rumors. Despite its reputation for exclusivity and luxury, Star Island is currently the focus of much conjecture. Conveniently situated near one of the busiest shipping hubs in the United States, the island is close to the port, a fact that, looking back, raises concerns. Is Diddy's closeness to this important shipping location just a coincidence? Or is it motivated by something darker? Strange freight shipments have been reported to arrive at the island over the years, sometimes in the dark. These supplies seem to go well beyond what one would anticipate for a private estate, as do rumors of secret rooms, tunnels beneath the ground, and other security procedures. Have only increased skepticism regarding the operations occurring within Diddy's expansive complex. Reports of unexplained deaths and suicides connected to the island are among the investigation's most unsettling elements. A guy was discovered dead after being stabbed on the property in July, and a number of other fatalities have contributed to the mounting anxiety. Despite the fact that Diddy has not yet been directly linked to these fatalities, the rumors are still circulating. Are these sad incidents connected to something much more sinister? Something more than the typical gossip about the excesses of celebrities? A troubling fact was revealed by the FBI raid. After the FBI conducted an extraordinary raid on Diddy's property in recent months, the situation on Star Island took a more dire turn. Agents found evidence of behaviors that well above anyone's expectations, turning what was first thought to be just another instance of celebrity excess into a high-profile probe. This was not your typical FBI raid. Unsettling documents that revealed even darker activities on the island were confiscated by authorities. Hidden cameras, bondage equipment, and movies of what have been called the notorious freak-off parties were among the items discovered. These parties, which have long been suspected of happening at Diddy's home, are now the focus of the inquiry. According to reports, these gatherings were about more than just luxury and enjoyment. Rather, they were characterized by compulsion, control, and manipulation. Authorities claim that the guests of these parties frequently had no idea they were being filmed, which is what makes these accusations so unsettling. It is alleged that the tapes, which are believed to exist, show celebrities at vulnerable times, frequently when they are intoxicated or engaged in illegal activity. This has been compared to the tactics of infamous people like Jeffrey Epstein, who allegedly used compulsion and extortion to control the influential people in his network. A closer examination of the claims by the freak-off parties. For a long time, there have been rumors about the so-called freak-off parties, which are now at the center of the investigation. Several witnesses and Diddy's former acquaintances claim that these parties were about more than just extravagance and luxury. They were settings where visitors were made to feel vulnerable and power relations were controlled behind the glitz and glamour. It appears that these gatherings served a purpose beyond simple hedonism. According to sources, Diddy and other powerful people planned these events in order to control the attendees. People's inhibitions were significantly lowered by substance usage, both illegal and recreational. Allegedly, the intention was to create a manipulative environment where guests would be more receptive than they otherwise may have been. It appears that Diddy's parties were more than just decadent social gatherings, as evidenced by the startling finding of cameras documenting these interactions. They participated in a planned scheme to seize, manage, and take advantage of the influence of the attending celebrities. According to reports, the video footage gathered at these events was utilized as a means of blackmail. The tapes purportedly captured at Diddy's houses might be used to influence persons in positions of authority, just like Epstein did when he tried to manage his well-known visitors. Serious concerns regarding the actual nature of celebrity culture have been raised by this revelation, which has rocked the entertainment business. The billionaire is currently dealing with a legal and PR nightmare as the inquiry into Diddy's actions continues. Although Diddy's legal team is presently working to have him released on bail, the charges against him, illegal firearm possession, sex trafficking, and exploitation, are extremely serious. His lawyers contend that there is not enough evidence against him to support his ongoing incarceration. However, the intensity of the inquiry and the growing public pressure indicate that this matter is far from being resolved. The FBI raid and the unsettling discoveries in Diddy's residences have increased the music mogul's level of scrutiny. He is no longer merely a representation of prosperity and achievement in the entertainment sector. He is currently the focus of an inquiry that could have significant repercussions for the elite of Hollywood. The accusations made against him are extensive, bringing Diddy and possibly other members of his circle into the fray and casting doubt on the extent of the network of exploitation and manipulation. Star Island's reputation, from exotic playground to luxurious retreat, Star Island, hitherto a tranquil and private haven for the ultra-wealthy, is now at the epicenter of a scandal. With its immaculate waterfront houses and verdant surroundings, the island has long been recognized as a sanctuary for the wealthy and well-known, providing a respite from the stresses of the outside world. The island's inhabitants, who include millionaires, celebrities, and hedge fund managers, have lived in luxury and seclusion away from the media's probing gaze. But because of Diddy's role in the scandal, this picturesque setting has become a representation of extravagance and secrecy. Star Island, which was once a haven for celebrities to unwind and rejuvenate, is currently the focus of a significant federal investigation. The peaceful, isolated lives of the island's inhabitants have been disturbed by the FBI's raids, the helicopters flying overhead, and the unexpected media attention. Star Island has vanished from view as the glitzy haven it was before. The accusations pertaining to Diddy's actions have permanently changed its image. An extravagant and secretive realm. Diddy's properties as they actually are. Diddy owns more than just houses on Star Island. These huge houses, each with opulent features that most people can only imagine, were purchased for tens of millions of dollars. Diddy's real estate business began when he bought a home that had once belonged to Tommy Mottola. But the mogul needed more than one mansion. To increase his holdings, he paid an additional $35 million in 2021 to buy the nearby land. There was more to these estates than merely housing. They served as the focal point of Diddy's social circle. Some of the most upscale and private events were held on the properties, such as New Year's Eve parties that were attended by Scottie Pippen, DJ Khaled, and The Weeknd. Diddy was the life of Star Island for a while, and his parties were legendary. However, behind the glitzy parties, the rumors started to circulate, and the claims of abuse and exploitation progressively gathered support. The mansion's enigmatic passageways, secret chambers, and purported ties to the Playboy Mansion. Diddy's residences have been the focus of conjecture over their secret features in addition to their opulent amenities. The idea that Diddy's mansion and the fabled Playboy Mansion are connected by underground tunnels is one of the rumors that has generated a lot of curiosity. The idea of secret tunnels only heightens the excitement, even though these rumors have not yet been verified. Could these tunnels be used to transport persons or illegal goods covertly? The existence of such characteristics only serves to increase the enigma surrounding Diddy's universe, and the FBI's inquiry is still ongoing. The jet, a purported escape and symbol of power. Diddy's personal aircraft, valued at $60 million, has also been questioned in relation to the inquiry. Diddy's jet is currently being investigated as part of the larger investigation into his activities, even though many wealthy people buy private jets as a prestige and convenience symbol. The jet may have served purposes beyond transportation, according to certain theories. Could it have served as a means of committing crimes? The investigation is further complicated by the persistent allegations made against the jet. Joe Rogan's in-depth analysis, revealing Hollywood's shadowy side. Public personalities like Joe Rogan have decided to investigate the accusations against Diddy in further detail as the story develops. Has developed into a forum for talking about Hollywood's less savory aspects. Rogan has analyzed every facet of the case in his trademark manner, comparing Diddy to individuals such as Jeffrey Epstein and raising doubts about whether Diddy, like Epstein, abused his position of authority to control and influence others. Rogan has brought up important issues regarding the nature of relationships in Hollywood through his podcast. Are the relationships and friendships we witness at private events and on Instagram real? Or are they motivated by blackmail, leverage, and manipulation? The accusations pertaining to Diddy's parties have compelled numerous individuals to re-evaluate the actual essence of Hollywood's glitzy facade. Hollywood power dynamics, blackmail, and the Diddy tapes. The so-called Diddy tapes, which are said to record the events during Diddy's notorious parties, are at the heart of this controversy. It is alleged that these recordings show celebrities in compromising circumstances, frequently under the influence of alcohol or acting illegally. The discussion has taken on a troubling dimension with the notion that these recordings might be used as blackmail. Are these recordings a part of a bigger plan to manage and influence influential people in Hollywood? If so, how many other people could have fallen victim to similar schemes? Uncomfortable concerns concerning the real definition of celebrity and influence in the entertainment sector are brought up by the prospect that Diddy, like Epstein, may have utilized these recordings to keep control over his visitors. The consequences for those involved are profound as Hollywood's once hidden dark side gradually comes to light. The mystery behind the Diddy tapes. Blackmail, power, and the sinister secrets of Hollywood. The so-called Diddy tapes are one of the most talked about elements of the current investigation into Sean Diddy Combs. Rumor has claimed that these enigmatic recordings contain incriminating proof of what went on behind closed doors during Diddy's private parties. Events that were supposedly intended to be little more than extravagant get-togethers for celebrities and the wealthy. Nevertheless, a number of insiders and whistleblowers claim that these recordings have revealed something far more sinister and pernicious than anyone could have predicted. For years, there have been rumors that cassettes record the activities of renowned people in precarious situations. As more details about Diddy's private life and his notorious freak-off parties have surfaced, the rumors have only grown more intense. These recordings are thought to depict well-known people in risky situations, under the influence of alcohol, or engaged in illegal activity, all of which might be exploited as leverage. It's difficult to avoid the parallels to the notorious methods used by convicted sexual offender Jeffrey Epstein, who videotaped it and then used the video for blackmail. An already complicated and unsettling case has gained additional interest and suspicion due to the discovery of these videos. What is the actual intent of these recordings? Is there a darker motive at work, or are they a part of a bigger scheme to dominate Hollywood's most powerful people? The actual purpose of these events is still unknown since the media minimizes the issue and concentrates on the glamorous facade of celebrity life. The fashion, excess, all-white parties, and covert goals. Diddy's notorious white parties, where guests had to wear all-white clothing, were one of the most talked-about features of his social calendar. At first glance, these events seem to be nothing more than upscale get-togethers intended to highlight luxury and fashion. But as additional information about the parties has surfaced, it's clear that these events were more complex than they first appeared. The real goal of the white parties, according to people who were invited or knew about what happened at these gatherings, was to establish an atmosphere that could be exploited to control and influence the participants. The events were about more than just excess and style. They were deliberately designed to trap influential people in precarious circumstances. According to reports, drugs were used to reduce inhibitions, which made it simpler for Diddy and his friends to exploit weaker visitors. In addition to providing entertainment, the setting was intended to provide moments that may be leveraged in the future. But Decline to Go have now expressed relief, considering how lucky they were to have escaped the sinister undertones of these events. In hindsight, what appeared to be a chance to connect with powerful people turned out to be a potentially hazardous trap. It is now evident that Diddy's universe encompassed more than just luxury, wealth, and celebrity. It has to do with power, control, and manipulation. The enigma of the FBI probe is becoming more complex. New information that suggests a far more extensive network of corruption and exploitation is coming to light as the FBI's investigation into Diddy's actions gets more intense. Allegations of sex trafficking and other severe crimes connected to Diddy's parties and private islands sparked the investigation. But as further raids and evidence seizures have occurred, it has become evident that this case's scope is much wider than initially thought. Diddy's legal team has worked hard to get him released on bail amid this growing crisis, claiming that there is not enough evidence against him to support his extended arrest. It has become more challenging for the defense to contend that this is only a case of a misunderstood artist caught in a scandal, though, given the seriousness of the accusations and the increasing number of victims and whistleblowers coming forward. The FBI is currently searching through a troubling collection of material that was discovered during recent raids, which included removing 96 electronic devices from Diddy's numerous locations. It is anticipated that this data will include important evidence that could either strengthen the case against Diddy or possibly clear him. The legal team has a difficult struggle ahead of them. Given the mounting evidence against Diddy, it appears that this is only the beginning. The purported blackmail, control, manipulation, and tapes. The so-called Diddy tapes, which are thought to record the infamous freak-off parties hosted at Diddy's estate, are at the heart of this sinister story. According to rumors, these films show celebrities in awkward situations, frequently while they are drunk or involved in illegal activity. The possibility that these videos could be used for blackmail has gained a lot of attention in the media, with many people comparing it to Jeffrey Epstein's tactics. Epstein is accused of controlling influential people through his network and using the video as leverage. If the Diddy tapes are real, they might have the same type of damaging potential to destroy the reputations and careers of some of the biggest figures in Hollywood. Diddy and his accomplices are accused of using the threat of disclosing the recordings to keep others under control, and the records purport to show more than simply informal partying. The idea that some of Hollywood's most influential people might have fallen victim to this type of exploitation is horrifying and heartbreaking in a field where power relations are already unbalanced. The web of connections, the culture of power in Hollywood. It's becoming more and more obvious that this case involves more than simply the alleged misdeeds of one man as the investigation into Diddy's actions progresses. Diddy has access to some of the most powerful people in Hollywood thanks to his success in the music and entertainment sectors. Furthermore, it seems that he may have been protected from responsibility for years by this network of influence and power. Many of these people might have contributed to the continuation of the alleged control and manipulative apparatus that Diddy established, whether they were aware of it or not. Hollywood's culture of secrecy and propensity to defend its own have long been points of criticism. Numerous influential people in the field have been charged for misusing their positions to take advantage of others. However, they have consistently avoided serious repercussions. The accusations made against Diddy are only the most recent in a string of scandals that have shown the entertainment industry's poisonous underbelly. Hollywood has long been viewed as an unbreakable barrier, a place where those at the top enjoy a bubble of safety due to their fame, fortune, and power. However, it appears that this carefully constructed image is starting to crumble as Diddy's case gains more exposure. Hollywood's power structures are being closely examined, and those who have long been in denial may finally have to face reality. The consequences. Is Hollywood being held accountable at last? Significant concerns over the condition of Hollywood and the entertainment sector as a whole have been brought up by the public's increasing awareness of Diddy's purported actions. Will the reality of what has transpired behind closed doors be revealed at last? Or will Diddy's case be ignored like so many others that came before it? When the next big headline grabs the media's attention? As of right now, it is hard to foresee how this case will turn out. Nevertheless, it is evident that Diddy's empire is collapsing due to these accusations, and the repercussions may be extensive. Hollywood's meticulously maintained facade of opulence and sparkle could soon be destroyed, exposing the shadowy underbelly of a long-sequestered sector. In an attempt to escape being linked to the controversy, some of Diddy's erstwhile allies who formerly benefited from being close to the tycoon are now separating themselves from it. But when additional details come to light, it becomes evident that Diddy's network of relationships is much more intricate than anyone could have predicted. The consequences for the entertainment business might be disastrous, and the possibility of getting sucked into the quagmire is quite real. The mansion, a representation of extravagance and concealment. Diddy's lavish estate, which has long served as a representation of his success and his ostentatious personality, is at the center of this incident. The house is a large residence situated on Miami's Star Island, with every luxury one could anticipate from a recording entrepreneur of Diddy's size. One of its numerous attractions is a lagoon-style pool with an underwater tunnel and grotto, which is a clear nod to the famous Playboy Mansion, where luxury and secrecy were the norm. In addition, the estate has underground corridors, secret rooms, and a cutting-edge security system. Information that has only served to increase conjecture about what may have been happening there. Did Diddy's house serve as a venue for entertaining and showing off his wealth, or was it a component of a more extensive control and manipulation scheme? These issues still have no clear answers as the investigation goes on, but mounting evidence points to the mansion's potential use as more than just an opulent residence. In the shadows, power might have been bought and sold there. The potential for further names to be implicated. It is probable that more prominent figures will become involved in this controversy as the FBI's investigation progresses and new information is discovered. Anyone caught on camera in a compromised situation could suffer terrible repercussions if the Diddy tapes are real. The already unsettling claims of manipulation, trafficking, and exploitation are made much more ominous by the possibility that these tapes could be used as blackmail. It appears that a far wider network of people are involved in what began as a Diddy case, some of whom may not have been aware of the darker aspects of Diddy's life. It remains to be seen if they were intentionally complicit in the exploitation or if they were only ignorant of the full scope of the situation. However, this case will undoubtedly have an impact on Hollywood and beyond. Whether Diddy's legal team can effectively handle the growing evidence against him or if this is the start of a much more extensive reckoning for Hollywood is the question at hand. The stakes are high, and it's becoming more and more obvious that this is far from the end as the inquiry progresses. What follows might decide how the entertainment sector develops in the future.